Hi, welcome back. Commercial break with Miss Education. That's me, Miss Education. Okay. So, what I want to talk about today, um, not popular, or maybe popular, but what I'm going to say is not popular. Um, I have a lot of acquaintances and sisters who are single, and a topic of conversation that comes up is where are all the good black men? Full disclosure, I'm a black woman. I'm married to a black man. I have two black boys. Um, so the question is, where are all the good black men? And I'm going to say this, right? I think that if we're honest about this conversation and we do some deep soul diving, the reason why we don't have these good black men, or whatever the term is because we, the women, aren't raising them, right? Unfortunately, too many of our black boys, eventually they become black men, but too many of these black males are raised in single parent home. Systematically designed? Yes, indeed. We raise them to the best of our ability, right? But our best was not designed to be enough. At birth, it took me, a woman, and it takes a man to make a child. So 50% of that man that you're dating, right, comes from his mom, and the other 50% comes from his father. And if that man was raised solely by his mother, he is lacking 50% of whatever, 50% of knowledge, 50% of how to love, 50% of how to be in a healthy relationship, 50% of how to communicate. He is lacking, and not his fault. It is us, the adults, right? Because we did this to this child. As a mom, and I've heard mothers say this, I give my child all of me. I give my child 130%. I give my child the best of me. And that should be enough. And the truth is, as wonderful as that may sound, that's not how that works, right? When you intake vitamins and you take too much, your body can only absorb X amount of vitamin, and the rest it urinates out, right? The excess, it urinates it out. So same with our sons. We can love them, but their cup only holds 50%. Because the other 50% belongs to that man, that other half that made them. It belongs to a male figure. So we give them 50, that male figure, their father. Let's stop playing games, Jen. The father is supposed to give them that other 50%. And unfortunately for too many of these men, these black men, they were raised by single mothers, so they only have 50%. So my question, or my statement, whatever, however this comes out, we ask ourselves as women, where are these black men, and why are these men the way they are? And the answer is us, the women. These black men are deficient because we have them out of wedlock. These black men are deficient because we raise them in single parent homes. And yes, I know. The argument is, well, where's that man? How come he didn't stay? Yeah, that's a great question, and I don't know why he didn't stay, and I can't speak for him, but I'm speaking as a woman. I'm speaking from the woman's point of view. I'll tell you this. I recommend, and this is what I say, where before we, the women, decide to lay with these men, we first need to understand who he is. Is this the type of man who would leave his responsibilities? Is this the type of man who would let me raise his child on my own? Is this the type of man I even want to have a child with? And if it's not the type of man that I would want to have a child with, maybe I shouldn't sleep with him. I don't know, right? Maybe I should use protection. Maybe I should just wait till I get married. Because if you are who you say you are, and you're worthy of my time, then you can wait for me. If you love me the way you say you do, you can wait. So we can have sex after we get married. And here I go again. Speaking about celibacy and waiting to have sex after you get married. Who am I to talk, right? I'm not gonna lie, I've had plenty of sex prior to marriage. But I'll tell you this, though. with my husband, I asked God for something different. And the first conversation I had with my husband over the phone, he tells me that he doesn't want to have sex before marriage. And I said, found my husband. Sure enough, we didn't have sex before we got married. And there is a blessing. The words of God don't come back void. There is a blessing in just holding off. But I digress. So yes, these men out here who do not know how to, this thing is not on properly, huh? Oh well. These men out here who we say don't know how to be men and don't know how to treat women and aren't manly enough. Well, that is our problem. That is our fault, women. We need to stop bringing these children into this world as single moms. We need to stop having sex with these men when we know that they are not father material. If you are with a man and you see flaws in that man that you would not want in your son, then don't sleep with him. I don't know. I think that we can stop this, and I know that if anyone is listening or watching, the feminists out there are gonna be like, well, it's not our fault, it's man's fault. I hear all that, and that's another thing in our society. We take time to blame the others. We could use that energy to fix ourselves. Yeah, men are at fault. We all are at fault, 100%. But I can't control the man. I can control me. Women, we can control ourselves. We are the ones who carry these children. We're the ones who give birth. And statistics show that we have the higher probability of raising that child by ourselves. So let's do something different. Let's change the narrative. Let's be smart. Let's do something for our boys. Let's do something for our daughters, right? I got 2 boys. I'm trying to raise them well. My husband and I are trying to raise them well so that when it's time for them to get married, that those 2 lucky women will be like, yeah, we got ourselves a good one. You know what I mean? I think we need to do things differently. Rethink this whole process. Unplug from the matrix that's taught us that we have to have sex with these men, that this is what they want from us. No, it's not. We don't have to have sex with them. We don't have to keep bringing children into this world that we cannot take care of, that we do not love. We do not have to be selfish in our ways, where we bring a child into this world knowing that he or she will not have that other half, right? You could pour 120% into your child, but if that other half isn't there, your child is still 50% lacking. Yeah, I know. If anyone sees this, I'm going to get a lot of backlash. But this is the beauty of conversation. This is the beauty of me talking to myself, because all I see right now is my reflection. I don't know it all. I'm just sharing my opinions and my thoughts. They shouldn't govern your life. You're free to agree or disagree. But the truth, right? Objective truth, and that we're missing in our society. The truth is that these men that we are dating, no, I'm not dating them. These men that you are dating, their deficiencies are due to the lack of fathers in their lives. So as women, it would serve the whole community better if we would have children with our husbands, first off, but if we are not married, if we would have children with men who'll stick around, right? Who will help raise that child. I don't know, before laying down with a man, get to know him. Get to know his values. Get to know his family. Get to know how he was raised. I learn a lot from a man that way. And if he's not that type, if he's not going to stand by you when things go left, then don't have a child with him. And as women, we need to learn to listen. Men, they tell us things. If a man tells you he does not want to have a child, then don't have his child. Because he's telling you he doesn't want to raise that child. And if you choose to have that child on your own, understand that you are giving birth to a child who will be lacking. 50% will be lacking. And yes, there are great uncles and mentors and brothers out there who can fill part of that cup. But no one can fill it like the Father. I know. I probably am going to get in trouble for this, but, well, this meaning what I just said, but it's objective truth. Our society is lacking as a whole because of love. Women, we do not love ourselves enough to say no to sex. There might be kids watching. I have to be careful how I say it. Women, we do not love our children, our future children, because if we truly loved them, we would not bring them into this world as a single parent. And yes, this conversation could go for men. I'm not a man, so I'm not speaking to them. I'm speaking to me. I'm speaking to my gender. I'm speaking to my people. Women, Black women, we must do better. We are the only ones who can change this vicious cycle. We can end it. We can end it by not having all these children. And I am not advocating for abortion, because that is murder. I am advocating for abstinence. I don't know, a condom. I'm advocating for getting to know the man before you lay with him. I'm advocating for families. I'm advocating for love. Love of ourselves. Love of these men. Love of these children. Love of our society. I'm just advocating love. All right. I try to keep these under 13, so here I am. Yeah. Till next time. Commercial breaks with Miss Education.